kit cars. I absolutely love them. The Lotus 7 is probably the most well-known, but in 1957 it most certainly was not the first kit car. Instead, what we're talking about is the easier sort of kit car. Probably the sort you would see strapped onto something like a Fiero. You know the sort. So yes, I love kit cars. Some of them are really bad. What we're going to be looking at, though, is something a little bit more like a Volkswagen buggy. This is not the only one of the sort, but it is basically a Volkswagen where they've stripped away everything and then made it into their own original vehicle. And, well, this is the first ever completely original car I've made in BeamNG, but the idea of it, though really poorly executed, is the fact that it's meant to be a kit car, and it's meant to be a sports car, and I thought that this would be a really cool idea. Same headlights, same tail lights, same wheels, same suspension, and if we have a look right in here, same engine. And I've gone a little bit further into it as well. The panels don't line up very well, which is an idea I had, and then the interior is still fiberglass, so it's not going to be great. Interior is very close to it as well. The front doesn't lift up, but this is something that I've had in the back of my head to do for quite a while, because I love automation, but unfortunately automation doesn't really give you that kit car feel that I love so much. So you may be thinking, Phil, are you just showing off something you've been working on? Oh, yeah, sure, okay. Usually I do build type stuff, and actually, today's no different. What we've done is a very, very basic car. It is almost entirely just an Autobello with a different skin put on it and a little bit lighter because it is made out of fiberglass as opposed to metal. But this isn't enough for me. If we have a look at the thing that I made, obviously picture needs to be updated. There's only one variant. And I kind of like the idea of kit cars where a lot of them you get to like choose your suspension, choose your engine, all that sort of stuff. But with usually a base car to go with, there's a lot of different things you could do. So one variant, not enough. What I plan to show you guys today is I'm going to go with a different type of suspension setup, and this 4-cylinder really needs to be upgraded. So I'm thinking engine first, suspension second, McPherson strut. If we're going to go with an older car, maybe the Miramar might have it. We'll see. But engine first. I could easily just go for a flat 6, but that's a little too Porsche-esque. This thing is meant to be really old. And in 1957, flat engines, well, they actually did exist quite a bit. F1 went through a bit of a weird time where they did a H16, but instead of going something like this, when it finally loads in, we're gonna go a flat 8, which does make my job a little bit easier. Now, the flat 8 wasn't too common. Most famously, Porsche was the one to actually put it into practice, though. What I can do is I can just take this and then double it in length and kind of attach them together, have it still air-cooled, and I think that will be an absolute ripper of a thing. Still, gutless as hell, though. Let's start by bringing in the parts, and now I've called the car the Electro, for no particular reason, but we got the engine, image texture, then open up the image that we got, and that's no good. Why is it purple? I wonder if I could save it as a JPEG. Then back to here. Okay, now we know what this looks like and which parts we're going to be taking from. The exhaust is also going to have to drastically change, as they're not going to be able to attach there, so we might have it like in between on each bankings. I'm also going to get rid of the heads. I'm not a big fan of the push rod. I think we might try to go some sort of double overhead cam to make it a little bit more racy-esque. What do we got? Great. And it is 4 cylinders as well, so that'll work for us, I think. So our cylinder head comes in, but it's way too big for the engine. This is meant to be 2 liters a piece, whereas this engine in full is probably going to be about 2 liters. So let's hide our new cylinder head and get to work. Select just the cylinder block, perfect, and the pan. Okay, the pan we're going to have to stretch, but we'll hide that for now. Duplicate the main part of the block, make a surgical precision cut. Now we can go in and delete everything there. And we have our second bank of cylinders. Perfect. Now we go into this engine, and this shouldn't be too hard to do. We'll just go in, delete a few vertices, then grab you, and fit you in place. Now we have ourselves our 8-cylinder. The final thing to do would be to get that in place. Now we grab the extra little doodads, and there. Though the cylinder heads themselves we're going to get rid of along with these parts. So select all of you. Is that good? Delete vertices. Also get rid of all of you, and then the cylinder head will go on top of that. It'll get a little bit tricky, considering if we bring back said cylinder head, it is also hollow on that side, so we're gonna have to work something out there. For now, we'll just scale you into place, and perfect. Nope, not perfect. That's unfortunate. We're gonna have to space this out a bit, aren't we? Is that a good flat 8? I suppose I don't have the skills to be able to know, really. We'll just fill in the gaps now and hope that everything works for the best. Now, final thing. Exhaust. First, delete you. Second, mirror modify, so then I don't have to, do as much work. Then delete these parts. Then we're gonna start lining them up with the cylinder head. I think that exhaust mostly works for the most-ish part, and that should be all of the parts that we need. So apply our mirrors, then export only the selected stuff, and this is going to be our Ectro Engine. Then we're going to need Miramar race parts and engine from their materials file. Control C, go into here, paste it in, and the race parts. In you go. Save. Then in here, this is going to be changed up a little bit. To start off with, we're just going to double all of these numbers, so because it's like double the engine size. Engine sounds is where we're going to start messing things up a little bit, because unfortunately, BeamNG doesn't like make the sounds themselves. They just have some sound files that play as it goes along. We're gonna mess with that a little bit. You can luckily already find what all of the audio file samples are called. Nope, that's wrong. I think it's Art Sound under BeamNG's content folder. Then blends. Okay, this is where we're gonna grab from. Unfortunately, I can't double up an i4 because I can't grab the audio files because they're encrypted at the moment. So we could just go like a V8 of some sort, like a flat plane. This one? Not as screamy as I'd like, but that is a flat plane. And here we have ourselves a lot meatier sort of V8. So screamy versus meaty. I'm thinking a flat plane is probably going to be more inclined to be a bit screamy, maybe. Hard to tell. So we can try it out for now. Let's go flat 2 engine. As for the engine nodes themselves, after we've changed over the flex bodies, we're gonna have to double the weight of this. Let's see if our new engine is available. Oh, the nearly 3-liter. Oh, so close. What did I call the engine? I called the engine block something different. And refresh, and we got ourselves. It's very close to what we need. That is still hollow? That's unfortunate. And the exhaust doesn't line up. What the hell? How does... Oh, I've got the wrong exhaust on still. What have we got in here? Oh yeah, we're still using the old fan and everything, aren't we? What's the power like now? Oh, that's a lot of extra power. The engine is not made for the extra torque though, so we're gonna have to increase the torque by default to double as well. Oh, unfortunate. Oh, this feels good. Engine is broken. All right, let's fix that. We got max RPM. Well, that can change a lot. Let's go up to like 15,000, whatever, doesn't really matter. Oh yeah, all of the cooling is gonna have to double as well because there's double the amount of cylinders. Threshold, head gasket damage threshold, all of that. Max torque can now go up to 440. Over torque damage goes, that's almost 360. Perfect. Now when we drive it, no damage warnings whatsoever. Perfect. Okay. Yep. No. Oh, yep. Around we go. Straight. Yep. Driving. Okay, so we have a gearing problem at the moment. It is struggling like hell to keep up. Let's take it to our test track, which is why we've come out to the industrial area. We can build it nice and cheap, and then we can go test without having to charge like be charged huge amounts for track usage. My god, this thing is beastly. The only thing we did was double the power of a 1.5 liter flat 4. It is this much more powerful. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I think there's a little bit of a problem as well with the fact that there's so much weight over the rear now. Let me show you a bit of a comparison between the two. Okay, and perfect. Lovely little burnout as we take off. You can brake or turn in. Like so much understeer. And then we try to power out, almost no power whatsoever. And that is the 1.5. Now, our flat 8, which is almost double the amount of weight. It wouldn't be exactly double, it'd be a little bit of shared weight. And it's beastly. It's so strong. But I think that kind of leads into the charm of these kit cars not being particularly great. You don't get a kit car because it's awesome. You get a kit car because it's cool. We're gonna have to tune the brakes though because they are way too much to the front. And that is step 1. Perfect. But we now have 2 different versions. Next is a suspension upgrade. So, which one here has McPherson strut and is really old? I'm thinking we're gonna bring out the Miramar again. And then if we have a look, nope, that is double wishbone. That's unfortunate. That is not? Yeah, I don't think that's really frick. And the back is some sort of weird trailing arm. Bugger, what the hell is this? That is just so weird. Let's go with something else that might be McPherson strut. What about the Solyard Wendover? What year is that? 1987, at least it's the 80s. And that looks like McPherson strut to me. Before we lock it in, let's see if there's anything a little bit more appropriate. Here we go. And that is also McPherson strut. I think I prefer the simplicity looking nature of this one. It's also quite compact. Let's copy all these bits and paste them in place. Okay, they're gonna need to move a little bit, but this is working pretty well so far. I am noticing that the suspension is a little bit tall, so we're gonna have to modify that at least for the front. But if we move this to the back, it fits in snugly. We probably won't need the strut brace since that's a more relatively new technology. What we can do is basically just shorten that up a little bit. Now we've got a duplicate, and these will go at the rear. Does it intrude? It does intrude. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of that. Then you, once again, gonna have to get shortened up, bruv. Make sure that it is selectable by giving it the same thing. Yes, I know I've kept the Autobello names there, but sure, whatever, doesn't really matter. I wonder how this is going to work off the bat. There's a slight chance this will work. McPherson strut front suspension. Okay, well, no, parts of it are there. I think it just isn't attached properly. If we turn on beans and show broken only, nope, they break immediately. That's what the problem is. Wheel is in the wrong place. Okay, that we could work with. Suspension is also in the wrong place. The one thing we can do is play with the offset, which is in here. Okay, the Y position. It needs to move forward like, what? That's 30 centimeters? So 30 more onto that will be about 0.6. Quick little refresher. What do we get? Too much. Now, unpause. That's a thing. But hey, look at that. We have steering and we have the drivings and the such. Oh, there is some weird problems happening here. I think the suspension is not well attached to the body. Okay, let's spend the next hour trying to reattach everything to relative nodes. Yay for me, I suppose.
One pathetic sob story later.
And you know what, actually that's worked out a lot easier than what I thought it would be. We do need to lift it up a bit though, because at the moment, this is too far down. Let's import that beam, then lift it up a little bit. And that should about do it, because now I have to go into the offset here and change it for the wheels, because the wheels are a separate thing with its own offset numbers. And that looks like it's fairly lined up. Oh, that alignment is off, but whatever. And how is the handling improved over the weird suspension it had previously? feels right about the same, to be honest. Let's now try to put it onto the rear. Change the name of this, change all of these, and replace them with R quotation marks. I don't know how this is going to work, but will it? Maybe. And after changing everything to have the right names to not conflict with the front? Frick. What could be causing this issue? Let's pause, refresh. That is just in the wrong place altogether. Where's some of the parts are in the right place, but other parts are not. How's that even work? Oh, I know what I've done wrong. Let's go ahead and import the new rear... Oh, no, hold on. Yep, rear suspension. Yeah, they're all in the wrong place. We have to line them up. Okay, that should be good. And refresh and we get... close. Getting a lot closer. All right, everything is attached now to the chassis. And... ooh, no such luck. Oh, okay. I don't have... so the steering thing must have broken, but the suspension now does spawn in for the most part, and then, yeah, it just... so why is my steering lock not working? This one over here, which is RHL3. Okay, that was my bad. Unpause. And at least for the most part, that seems to be stuck. Can we... oh, there we go. Now we're in gear. Okay. We have a bit of a tow problem that we're going to have to work out, but hey, presto! Oh boy. All of that for it to be fairly disappointing, to be honest. And then, I suppose the final thing, I forgot to do this earlier, the engine mounts. As you can see, the engine does get torqued a little bit. All right, I've been practicing a lot with this car to get it to do a good lap, and it's really hard to drive, especially in like the no power time when you're complete lift off. Acceleration after that is also really tricky. Here we go. Okay. Oh, lift off. Oh, as I was saying, that lift off is really problematic. Can't power on too much. This thing really wants better tow in. Oh, hello. The controller taking the wheel there for a second with its stick drift. Not great. Okay, here we go. Braking easily. And then ease it through. And coax it onto the power slowly. You can't slam the power on. Now, if you had all the driving aids on and all that sort of stuff, you'd probably be doing a lot better. Oh, understeer. Oh, that was unfortunate. Or if you had a proper sim rig setup, but I'm just using a controller at the moment with annoying stick drift. All right, corkscrew time. Oh, I'm trying to not unsettle it. Can't power on. Okay, here we go. Oh, no. Oh, come on! I mean, it's a kit car. Kit cars are not perfect cars. So, going off the track comes part and parcel with the car itself, so you're gonna have to live with it. Here we go. Power out. Good. Yes. Okay, slowing it down. Turn in. Don't want to lift off. I said about 2 minutes, right? For this car. You should be only a little bit slower. And that is a 2:03. I reckon with that off track and maybe a lot more practice, this could be a lot better. But at the moment, this thing is just... it is so tricky. Better differential, then overwrite, and time trial time. All right, final corner. I've unlocked all the power. This thing is... there's something broken on the rear, and I haven't been able to figure out what it is. But coming across the line, oh, you know what, actually? I mean, it's a little bit faster, but it's also so much more dangerous, which is kind of what you would probably expect out of a kit car. You wouldn't have somebody make a kit car and go, yeah, that looks safe. I don't think I've ever seen a kit car and gone, yeah, that looks like what you'd expect. Oh dear. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this car. I most certainly have enjoyed this car. This car is fantastic. fantastic. This is actually something I've been working on for quite a long time. I am not a great 3D modeler. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun, and I wanted to make a car that I could pretty much call my own thing. Why are cars flickering colors? I don't understand. Anyway, it was a lot of fun to make. What is happening with the colors of these cars and the traffic? What the hell? Oh, Beam and G-Devs, please. Just, I need it to be a little bit more stable, please and thank you. For now though, what I do like being stable is my channel members, and that specifically includes my top tier channel member, the Rogue Tick, the Crown Priest. For everyone else though, I do hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you are liked and subscribed to this thing. Sorry about the epileptic fit that is the replay at the moment. I don't know what's happening. But for now, I'll catch you all next time. Goodbye.